Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with more WOR. This time round we're here for round 11 or round 12 of the championship. I can't quite remember. There's not many races to go, but this time we head to Shanghai. It's been a very long time since I've raced around this track in a competitive environment, so things are probably going to go quite interestingly here tonight. But in terms of the championship fight, of course, if you missed out last week's video from Imola, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. Things are spicing up just a little bit more there. Risks is once again unable to race. He's currently sat on 123 points, ahead of Barney, who I also don't think is able to race, on 108 there. Nail on 103, myself on 82, just 1 point ahead of Trap on 81, and then Chris on 76. There is a huge fight for the podium places still in the championship, and hopefully we're going to try and keep up the momentum from last time. Well, only 11 of us racing tonight, but looks like it's going to be a dry weekend, so that's exactly what we want to see. Struggling, to be honest, with the setup round here. Just cannot quite find the balance that I'm comfortable with. Seem to find the car incredibly oversteery no matter what I do. I think it's just the nature of the Shanghai circuit. So we'll wait and see as to how we get on this evening. Trying to just find a balance with the aerodynamics there. But, you know, I can't really sort of see anything on the setup that's meaning that I'm struggling, or that I can try and help stop myself struggling as much as I am. I think I might up the rear tyre pressures ever so slightly, but yeah, trying to get qualifying lap up round here is quite difficult as well. Of course, there's quite a few corners where it's so easy just to run slightly wide, so trying to get one good lap nailed is going to have to be the key. That's what I mean about the tyres. I've never had that before. I think it's just a lot of the curbs around here are lethal as well. Yeah, that's literally one corner into qualifying. I've binned it. Well, despite the issues trying to get out onto the lap, we have actually made it all the way around. Let's try and go for a first lap then here in Shanghai. Still got to be careful of the bumps in a couple of places. That's the one of them. But yeah, let's see if we can try and get a decent first lap on the board. I'm struggling with some front lock-in around the venue, but down towards the final turn. Oh, almost. I thought we'd binned it there, but apparently not. 33.7. I mean, we lost loads of time through the final corner. Oh, looking at the lap data, it doesn't seem like I'm too far away in Sector 1 and Sector 2. Of course, Sector 3 didn't really get a good representative last time round. But yeah, I can't help but feel this track's going to be a bit like Spa, even. Obviously, very early on in the year. There is Spike has now gone fastest. Only a second clear of myself. We can definitely get close to that time, I reckon. If we get a lap hooked up, let's really try and go for it. I've given myself enough fuel as well, but I can go for 2 proper attacking laps this time. Over the line then, much better lap this time round. That's going to promote us up into P3 then, only a 10th away from fastest so far. It was a pretty damn tidy lap, but there's definitely a bit more. MEJ coming through the final couple of corners. He's probably going to do, I don't know, like a 32.3 now, something like that. You know, any slim hope I had is about to get eradicated. 32.6, not as bad as I thought it would be, but still. Oh, I've left it way too tight as we head up in towards the final corner. Am I actually going to be able to start my last lap here of qualifying? No, I'm not. Oh, that's so frustrating. So frustrating. Felt there was a tiny bit more time in the car, but at very best, we're going to have to settle for P3 then here. I mean, look at that, less than 2/10 away from current fastest, but will we see MEJ go even quicker there? Just didn't have enough time to get the car back into the pit lane, get it all sorted once more. And I'm a bit worried that if the track conditions are going to improve, we might really go backwards here. Don't know how accurate the relative is on the dash, but if MEG's half a second up, then Well, it wouldn't surprise me, to be completely honest there, as out the final corners he goes. Trap unable to improve, that's good for me in our little championship fight that we've got going on. MEJ, though, so planted out of that final corner, up towards the line. Yeah, there we go. There's that 32-3 that I spoke about earlier on. Spike as well, getting held up by the looks of it behind Speedy. I think that lap's in the bin. Niels as well. Everyone is right in this section of the circuit there. Nail unable to improve from P9. Niels has given up as well. Speedy surely not going to improve. No, he's run out of fuel. So looks like no one then, apart from MEJ of course, making any significant improvement. Looks like Hot Speed's out of it as well. I guess the only one we got left is Mats, who seems to be pretty much matching, at least on his wheel anyway, through the final corner. Will he be able to go any quicker up the order? Mats will go P5 in the end there. So, like I said, I don't really know what the relative's based on, but luckily we are still starting P3. Well, I thought we normally wait a couple of minutes, but apparently not this week. Ready on the grid then, here in Shanghai, starting on the hard compounded tyres there. Looks like Spike has gone the same way. Trap on the mediums though, 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go. Got to try and get a good start. So we head back down towards someone there. Spike's got a mega run down in towards the first corner, straight past MEJ there as we try and get back around the outside of Trap. Through turn 1, looks like he's got another car on his inside there. Niels clearly getting off to a good start there as we've just got to try and keep the front wing clean. So down 2 places then out of turn 1. It's 2 cars on softer tyres there, side by side with Mats. As we head out through, he does give me some room. There is, look at Niels going for it. Suddenly the Aston Martin driver wanted to get his elbows out. How was that track limits? So we had 2 wheels inside the circuit at all times there. Not brave enough. Not brave enough to try and keep up the inside of Mats through that next corner there, especially if I'm going to get pinched. So I've just been shuffled backwards off the start here. MEJ still under pressure by the looks of it from the Aston Martin. But like I said, mistakes are going to be so common, I feel, this afternoon, that just trying to keep it clean and tidy early on is going to be the key there as well. I think that was my teammate sending himself to the shadow round down at the end of the back straight. And look at that, Jordan from last on the grid there is going to already be behind me. Matt's with a big mistake, so we should be able to get the run past him. So we head down the back straight down. I mean, not really too sure how easy ERS management is going to be this afternoon either, so it might have been quite nice if we could try and stay in the DRS of those cars in front. Not going to try and outbrake him or anything like that. We'll just try and make it into the corner. And look at that, he did run just a little bit wide there, so we will hang on to P6 then as we round the final corner to finish off lap 1. Very, very close to another incident there, but Spike leads the way then at the end of lap 1. Top 4 made a bit of a break for it. MEJ is down to P3, but we've got to try and close back in as they keep squabbling. Oh, I just looked behind me at the wrong time there as Matt's off into the wall. We've somehow set fastest lap of the day. I wasn't expecting that one, to be completely honest. But yeah, DRS now enabled. Then no safety car, luckily, from that incident. But just hanging around the 1 second mark behind Trap. But I wonder what's going to happen to those mediums early on. And already then we can see even more moves going on at the front there. Looks like MEJ is going to get dropped back down to 4th. So definitely the mediums have got quite a big advantage early on then this afternoon. But of course it is going to be a lot of us. And then, oh, hello, where am I? I'll fade through the final corner. Luckily no warning for that one. That was definitely not the line I wanted. Somehow still hanging on inside the DRS. Another spinner. Speedy, I think, having more issues further back as I set a new PB. Already then a 4-second gap opening up behind Jordan behind us. So it does seem like this race is already fanned out into 2 separate groups. But yeah, Niels is just breaking free in that Aston Martin. He's having an absolute worldie of a start. I think Spike's really starting to struggle for whatever reason already on the hard compound tyre. Seems to be a little bit all over the show as I've tried to save a little bit of battery over the last couple of laps there, but still not really able to get much from it. Here we go. MEJ, oh no, he psychs up the move, and that's what he does. He just plays you like that. He's psychological warfare from our super Swede there. Just, you know, shows the nose, makes you panic. And you can see there, Spike did get thrown off by it as we try and thread our way through the final corner. Haven't had another warning yet since that lap 1 incident, but I'm so scared of them today. Well, about halfway through the stint then, or where I want to try and take these hard compound tyres. Look how quickly MEJ pulls away down the back straight there, trying to again line up a move on Spike, and again He'll just fake it. Might have been a tiny bit of contact that time round between the pair of them, and it's allowing us just try and hang a little bit closer. But might now have lost the DRS. Oh, that was close. Nope, somehow still within the range as well. But yeah, got to start trying to think a bit more strategically about the battery usage as well. And of course, I'm very, very interested to see when Niels and Trap are going to dive in. Oh! I never thought I'd see the day. I genuinely never thought I'd see the day. MEJ has just gone round in the Chinese Grand Prix there. Get that one clipped. Oh, I'm so sorry, mate. That's so terrible, but he's just so brutally consistent. That might be the first mistake I think I've seen him make all season there, and suddenly now we're up at the P4 of this race, and now got to try and get up to Spike as well. Definitely still struggling in the AlphaTauri, but we now can't start letting mistakes creep in. So I've lost the DRS, but hopefully I can regain it again through the middle sector. Oh, Niels has gone! What on earth is happening here in Shanghai? Niels suddenly now has span around from the lead of the Grand Prix, so clearly everyone is still struggling with the tyres. They're not too sure what that is for trying to break the DRS, but suddenly now into the podium places will go. Traps just ran wide at the front of the field there. Spike almost able to get a run on him, but we've just still got to be patient. We've got to keep doing our own race. So we go Trap into the pit lane then, end of lap 11, so slightly earlier than I was expecting there. As now again Spike just breaks out of the DRS range, but we managed to get back within it last lap, with definitely still got a bit more through the corners. That was scary. Apologies, Jordan, as well. Well, that's going to allow Spike to break free at the front, but now side by side with the McLaren, and luckily he will just back out there. I mean, I know why he has. So he gets the DRS there, but almost looping it myself. So try and get the power down. I mean, he will fly past me here, but it doesn't really worry me too much at the moment. We still want to try and think bigger picture in this race, but of course now Niels and Trap are going to be very, very quick. But of course then we're going to have quicker, fresher tyres towards the end of the Grand Prix. We can just hang with Jordan. He could do a last to first here. He has been looking very, very consistent early on in this race. But let's see if we can try and work together to close up to Spike. Niels is gone. What on earth's happened to Niels then? We have got a safety car in this race, and that comes at quite a difficult time. We are all going to have to stop onto the medium tyres then to get us through to the end. But, oh, they are not going to be fun towards the end of this GP. Into the pits will all come then. Everyone with the same idea there, and I mean, it does harm Trap a little bit. Of course, Niels was the other one we were worried about. I mean, it's given MEJ a bit of an invite back into this battle at the front, but my plan was to pit stop at the end of lap 16, so not going to be too far away from that either way. But yeah, it is going to be difficult to try and manage towards the end of this race. It's 2.3 second stop. Of course, we'll still be in that P3. But yeah, Trap is of course having to stay out there. That's given a lot of cars actually a window back in, thinking people like Nail as well. We weren't probably going to close back in. Now I've got a golden opportunity, but we need to look after the tyres, because every percentage point could make a big difference come the flag. Oh, okay. Safety car in then at the end of this lap, and this is going to be really, really difficult then for all of us on the mediums. I mean, at least we're all on the same boat. Jordan has been working his tyres a lot under the safety car, but Spike and myself, I think, both have had a similar sort of idea. I still don't really want to do it all too much before we get back round in green flag racing once again. But 13 laps to go then. We've basically got to do half the race on a set of medium compound tyres on one of the most abrasive tracks on the Formula 1 calendar. But yeah, trying to just work a little bit of heat into the rubber, but again, don't really want to push it as much as some of the others have. Spike will control the pace. Might go out of the penultimate corner, might wait all the way until we get round to the final turn. We will have to wait and see, but just going to try and work a little bit more into those fronts and then really manage the rears as we head out of the penultimate corner. Oh, he is going for it. There we go then. Green flag racing once more. We've got to try and break free of Trap as soon as possible, of course, on the hard compound tyres. There is Jordan already. Critical error as he heads out of the final corner. Will use a load of battery to make sure he stays ahead of me back down for turn one there, but that surely knocks the confidence of the McLaren driver there as we get back down through the first nail section. Spike there, the dream restart for him. Able to break free slightly, has no idea what's happened to Nail. And he seems to have dropped to the rear. That was scary as well. MEJ looks to be trying to get past track behind me then. So will we see, or will I be back in the McLaren sandwich once more? Just one more lap before DRS is re-enabled here, and we've got to try and make sure that we stay close to Jordan as well. Their Spike 35-4 really is going for it. This team, I think, want us to pit again before the end. I've set it up. If we get another safety car, I will be boxing onto a set of softs, but still, yeah, the management towards the end of this Grand Prix is going to be difficult. There we go, Jordan, new fastest lap. We were less than a tenth away that time round. We're just floating around the 1 second mark behind. And we got a second to the McLaren we got a second to the other McLaren who's behind us. A little bit of a wobble there through turn 1. That'll cost me a tiny bit, but if these two start battling at the front, who knows what could happen. I hope MEJ's got the same idea as I have. If they start fighting, try and stay within the DRS and just wait for them to shred their own tyres. Jordan in the DRS of Spike though, but I am not in the DRS of Jordan. Luckily MEJ isn't behind me either, and I don't think we can really count him out just yet, depending on how these tyres fall off. Oh, Spike's gone round! Or he's half spun there, lucky to gather it all back up again, and that's going to immediately put me back in the DRS, but Jordan, from last on the grid to first in this Grand Prix, 10 laps to go here. Will Spike now be hungry? Was there contact between them? We need to just try and let these two battle it out. We've got to try and be patient and calculated. The Spike there, you can see the way he's throwing it into T1. He wants that lead back. Oh, Trap's gone round. Trap's gone round a bit further back, so that's not going to do him any favours late on. There's 3/10 now between the top two. Oh, Spike's going for it. He looks down the inside. But Jordan just about covers it off. MEJ now back within my DRS range. We've just got to see what happens between these top two. Oh, side by side again as they head in towards the final corner. Spike is just going for it. Any place he's got the opportunity at the moment. Jordan will defend out of the final corner, and they're going to be side by side as they head over the line. I think, yep, Jordan's played it smart. He's just slotted back in. The AlphaTauri car is mighty hungry. Oh, Jordan's going for it again on Spike, onto the snail section. Into the monstrous back straight once more. They are going to be neck and neck. It looks like Spike is trying to use a bit more of his battery there as they both try and squeeze each other to the right hand side of the circuit, and this really does help me out, of course, because they're both using so much battery at the moment. MEJ and I both surely got to be sat here waiting, sensing an opportunity late on in this race. So I've got to be careful. I've only got one more, I haven't got any more warnings, before I get a penalty. A Spike again to the outside. Oh no, he's going to weave back to the inside there, down towards turn 1. Is there going to be contact between them? Somehow they both hang on once again, but surely they're both taking so much out of their tyres. They are battling so aggressively. 7 laps to go. Oh, here comes MEJ down the back straight. Is he going to go for it? I think he is. No, thinks better of it. Oh, a tiny bit of a lock up there, but we get the car somewhat near the apex still. So not only are we trying to watch this battle in front, but I have got to be careful of the McLaren car behind there, as I should not have left it in fifth, somehow getting away with it that time. Spike, another bit of a wobble there. I think both he and Jordan's tyres are starting to hit the cliff. I'm just trying to be as smooth as I possibly can on my tyres there. We've still got MEJ behind us. That's a really good sign. Team telling me I don't need to worry about the tyres just yet. I've still got a fair bit of battery as well in the packers. Here we go. Spike defending again. Jordan to the inside, however. Are we going to see the McLaren swoop back through? Oh, Spike trying to get the switchback. They're almost, well, he definitely cut the corner slightly, at least on my end. And we almost ran into the back of him. So confident trying to take curb around this venue, and I can't help but wonder whether MEJ, just watching that behind, probably sees me as a bit of an obstacle at the moment. Wants to try and get back to the front of the field there as Spike to the outside of Jordan. And that's probably me out of it in that one moment there. Just nicked the curb trying to follow Jordan's line. I might be able to stay within the range, but grass on the tyres as well. That won't do me any favours. We hung on to it though, that's the most important thing. We are still within the DRS range, but I'm starting to use a bit more of my battery late on here. Don't want to be left, of course, with any when we get to the finish line, but will MEJ trying to apply pressure to Jordan? Very, very close mates, those two, or will they both try and work together to find a way around Spike? Built up a little bit of a margin once more from how much those two were struggling just a couple of laps ago. They seem to have been able to bring the tyres back in again. So frustrating for me. I thought we'd been nursing them quite well, and I was really hoping others would hit the cliff, but apparently not. We've definitely still got a bit more downforce through the middle sector. Still gaining time on absolutely everyone through there, but of course at the cost. Down the back straight, there was, oh, here we go. Jordan getting a move on Spike there. Was that strategic by the AlphaTauri to try and make sure he gets the DRS back down the back straight? We'll have to wait and see. But this is going to leave us with a potentially dramatic final lap here, as now MEJ will surely look to try and get a run on the AlphaTauri car there, help his teammate out as best as possible as they're all gaining in on each other. I'm just watching them all sail off into the sunset. As you can see, Spike now trying to look to the inside. MEJ there wiggles this way and that, but has to stay behind the AlphaTauri for now. Jordan still in the lead of this race. One more lap to go then. Here from Shanghai, are we going to see fireworks? Let's see. Whoa, I've almost binned it myself. Come on, Matt. We got to stop maybe there still, if it all comes to blows. Back down towards turn 1. Spike gaining once again on Jordan. Then nose to tail, the three of them. I've never seen anything like this in this league. MEJ making a tiny little mistake there. Looks like Spike did the same, but they both get away with it. And they're still line astern. But Spike now is really trying to lean on Jordan in front of him there. I can see his rear light though blinking. So I think he is out of the ERS. So he's going to have to try and find a way around Jordan, and that's going to be even more difficult now. So we're just sitting back waiting in the wings. MEJ might still be the one to pounce in all of this going on, but I can't help but feel like if he gets a run on Jordan, he's not going to do anything to capitalise on it. There is Spike still trying to lean through the S's for the final time though. We've just got to try and get back within the DRS range, see if anything's going to be possible here on this final lap. But Jordan, is he about to complete the last of first in this league there? It would be a miraculous drive, and very well done to him as well if he gets it. Spike, a little bit of a mistake as we head out of the snail section, but it is all going to come down to the run down the back straight there, and I don't think the AlphaTauri's got the battery. I think he is all out there as we're pretty much just going to drain what we've got left in it as well. Spike trying to give MEJ the biggest squeeze you'll ever see, but the McLaren car gets around him. He's going to sit defensive in towards the final couple of corners there. Almost contact between the two McLarens, but somehow they're going to do it. Jordan from last up first. Fair play to him, he deserves it with the season he's had. MEJ will come through for P2, Spike in P3, and we'll only walk away with another P4. Jordan, I take everything back, that radio's awful. Well, there we are then, having a look at our final race results, of course. For me, yeah, the 3-second time penalty is not going to make a difference there come the checkered flag, but Jordan's reaction is pretty much bang on there. MEJ in P2 ahead of Spike there, myself in 4th once more, ahead of Mats and Nail there, so we do take a few points out of him in the championship there. Hot Speed, Speedy, Trap, rounding out our finishes there with Niels and Zomba, both not making it to the flag. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well, and we will be back next week. I think we're heading over to Silverstone, so that should be quite a good home Grand Prix for us. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll be back very, very soon with more Formula 1 content.